Hey everybody, I made mac and cheese and it looks pretty goddamn good. We're taking a square out so we can see the inside. I already cut it. Let's see. I think I did pretty damn good. It looks cheesy. And this is how we're kicking off the meat thing again. I don't really want to eat this right now though. I just really wanted to look at it. I'm probably going to wait for it to cool down a little bit and then put it in the fridge. Anyway, there's also the real reason we started the video. It wasn't for mac and cheese, believe it or not. I'm going to talk about that first. Okay, so first of all, tomorrow's trivia, and I forgot to even mention it last week. I don't remember what happened, but I felt busy. I don't really know. But that guy, there's a server there, right? And he's been serving us on and off for probably like a year, maybe a year and a half. I don't know how long it's been, since like last April or last March, something like that. But we haven't really talked much. He looks a lot like my ex-husband, but if my ex-husband were like 10 years younger. And he's attractive and everything, but I never really considered it being a thing. We talked a little bit, just like complimenting each other's tattoos. But 2 weeks ago, I heard his name for the first time. Like this entire year, I just didn't know his name. We like spoke on occasion, but I still didn't know his name. And when I heard it, it was so strange. It was like some kind of like shockwave, you know what I mean? Just like recognition, or I don't know. I really can't explain it. I haven't experienced anything like it before. And I'm not insinuating that that's a thing or that it's romantic or anything like that. But, you know, back when I first started feeling that divine sensation when I touched people, at first I thought it meant that they were a potential counterpart. And then I realized that it was really just significant of them being important. Whether I was supposed to learn a lesson, whether they were supposed to be a catalyst, or I was supposed to be a catalyst for them. Whatever we had in our future together, even if it was just one moment, was pivotal. It was important. And that's what I'm taking it to mean. Even though it's not something that I've experienced before, maybe he's just important for some reason. And that doesn't have to be anything other than what it is. So, maybe this guy's important, at least in that regard. But last week, I walked in and I still had my jacket on and everything, and he was just like walking past our table, like before I even sat down, and he's like, "Love the hair, by the way." Just a random compliment, and I'm like, okay, we got tattoos, we got hair color, like let's get some more compliments going. How about that? And I don't know, I just it felt good. But for whatever reason, I didn't try and make it anything more. You know how it is, like when somebody compliments you and you're interested, you'll like look a little bit longer than you normally would. You'd smile a little bit more, or you'd try and make eye contact at another point in the night. But it wasn't any of those things. I didn't try and connect with him. It was just a casual interaction. And maybe that's all it's supposed to be. I don't know. We'll find out. But so far, half of this reading has just been about that, and that's not why I actually started it. Strength. I guess that part's important. And part 2 here, the entire point, this is like round 3 of part 2. And I think I'm probably better off just not talking about it, which is strange to say, but this is like a vitamin C. I don't know if I already showed you. Vitamin C pack. Preemptive strike. I don't think I'm about to get sick or anything, but I had one left, and I was just like, why not vitamin C? It's very interesting. I just learned that vitamin C impacts collagen and your immune system, and not just your immune system, which is fascinating. Also, did you guys know that when fat leaves your body, it gets broken down? Like when you burn fat, it gets broken down into water and into carbon dioxide. So you're literally only able to reduce the body size by breathing out what was there. So it literally turns from fat cells to carbon dioxide. You're breathing out your body weight. That's crazy to me. I don't know why it's so crazy to me, but that's how I feel. Fucking nuts, man. And I'm sure that's common knowledge and I just didn't know. But I got a kick out of that. Anyway, I had this little merry-go-round of a conversation with a dude that I'm not even really interested in. And I wasn't engaging, really. I was minding my business and doing what I was doing, making mac and cheese. And, like, sometimes I was doing my test for Section 3. But I was responding. And we got into a lot of deep conversation about, like, his relationship and medication and therapy and philosophies on those kinds of things. And it was all well and good. He was happy to have a debate up until it was focused on his actions and the reasons why. Not just what he did, but the underlying reasons why. And differing opinions on things like energy and discernment and being able to sense someone's intentions. There's things like that he just didn't understand. And I can't really expect him to, but he did not think it was possible for me to touch somebody and know what kind of person they are. That's maybe not even like the right word for it. Maybe it's not what kind of person they are, but maybe it's like compatibility. Or, I'm really thinking about that divine spark that I feel. Because when I feel that, and it's not like normal chemistry, it's its own distinct feeling. And when I feel it, I know that person's going to be important for some reason. Whether it's a karmic lesson kind of situation, whether they're a catalyst, whether I'm a catalyst. No matter who is there to change or spur the situation or drive things forward, that basically tells me that is an integral puzzle piece that is going to affect the rest of the board. Maybe it's closer to a chess piece. Spirit moves us around like a chess piece to affect other people. Other people are moved like chess pieces to affect us too. And case in point, this happened like 2 days ago or something like that. I've been having like fun conversations with somebody that just started following me, and I started following them. Reciprocal following, whatever. Mutuals. That's what it's called. And I was literally about to stop my whole dream of riding motorcycles because I stumbled across somebody they were on live doing physical therapy, and they were paralyzed from a dirt bike accident. And it made me a little bit scared. I was gonna stop. I was gonna not go that route. And then she popped up and said she was just getting her first bike, and we started talking about it. And she'd been through a lot of like similar experiences. Like she's had near-death experiences that kind of changed her entire outlook and stopped living in fear. And I have been through that, but I was in that moment allowing that fear to rule me, to make that decision for me. And just through talking to her in that one moment, I was able to come back to self and realize that that's something that I didn't want to lose. So regardless of what could happen, I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm going to do what makes me fulfilled. And I'm not going to live in fear of what could be. I'm going to follow spirit. And I can't help but feel that they put her in my path for that very reason. She was, in that moment, a chess piece moved into my life in order to have that conversation. But every time we're given one of these situations where it's a test of discernment, it's a test of diligence, it's a test of resolve, it's a test of knowing yourself and knowing your worth and your value and choosing to conquer fear, choosing to not let things like that, like insecurity and fear, control you. That is a victory. And the pieces that Spirit places in front of you will be so obvious. Because it's not going to be a question. You're going to feel that person energetically, whether it's through physical touch, whether it's through proximity, whether it's through text chat, doesn't matter. You are going to know your people are your people. And the people that you just aren't aligned with, don't even sweat it. Learn the lesson. Focus. on what you can learn from that situation. I believe in impossible things.